And he was in Rome, and he had a massive fever, and out of this fever came a dream about a metal skeleton crawling out of a fire. There was a gigantic lawsuit. Harlan Ellison accused James Cameron of stealing the premise. Ladies and gentlemen,
we're back!
Season 2.
Woo!
We've never done seasons, but we are now, and this is season 2 in our first show in an official capacity with our third member, MarianNa Barksdale, ladies and gentlemen. One of my favorite people, one of the best comedians on the planet. Just actress.
We got Kyle Castro over here too.
Kyle Castro.
Yeah.
And Seth Case.
Boom, boom.
Ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to say all the things we are.
Yeah.
A lot's happened over the last few months. I'm about to possibly publish my first book.
Hell yeah.
You've been doing comedy out the ass. You've been acting.
I'm acting.
Yeah. I mean.
It's crazy.
Busy.
Yeah.
We took time off, but only from the pod.
Yeah.
Quick reminder before we get into today's movie format. We do a little film history. We talk about our feels on the film. We do randos, which are the most interesting trivia, things like that. The questions, which are made to generate comedic or serious banter. And then we finish out with a rapid-fire Warzone scorecard.
Boom, 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 boom.
How we each feel about it. And today, and I want to thank you, after Snyder and all of the things, once a year, and old Movie Wars fans will not be surprised by this, I get this itching to just do a speed run of every Arnold and Sylvester Stallone movie ever. I do it every year, and I said...
Even the Sylvester Stallone porno?
Not that one. not Kitty and Studs. I don't even think he remembers that one. I think, or at least he pretends. But I said, Seth, I got that Terminator itch. And it felt like a great way. I mean, all you hear about is AI.
Yeah.
And people always associate with Terminator. I was like, this is a great time to do what I consider to be one of the greatest films ever made. It's in my top 10. It's got Arnold in it. It is just, I think it's one of the most important films ever made.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
especially for the indie sci-fi scene in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot talk about this movie enough. I mean, it was one of the few films that, so my dad, we didn't have a great connection, but Arnold movies is how we connected. He always had the Arnold Gold Gym poster on the wall. And it has a lot of sentimental value for me. I mean,
you knew if he played Terminator, he was proud of you, but if he played Jingle All the Way, then he was really mad at you.
Yes, exactly. If Jingle All the Way was on, that was, there's Arnold, and then there's almost I'm about to be a politician Arnold. So all the movies coming up close to his governorship, he was intentionally, and he was being coached to clean up. That's why Terminator 3 is a PG-13 movie.
Oh.
Even though it's the one time they realized they could send a woman back in time and make her be naked.
That's the first time I've heard of Terminator 3, honestly. So.
Oh, really?
There are so many Terminator movies.
5, 6 now?
Yeah. Rise of the Machines is 3. Genesis, Dark Fate.
Salvation. Which is my personal favorite, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And then there's some animated stuff.
Oh,
and the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
And the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh, I would love that. I love Sarah Connor.
Yeah, that was with Lena Headey, actually. It's Sarah Connor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love Lena Headey.
She's so good.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
I didn't really know much about Lena until we watched the Dread. We did Dread, and then I'm like, she's everywhere.
Yeah. She's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, this movie has an interesting origin. It's funny growing up, basically worshiping this movie and not realizing, I just kind of thought it was my movie. It was my special love.
Yeah.
But it changed film in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
All of Cameron's contemporaries, he talks about this at the time, were making slasher films. John Carpenter was his hero at the time with Halloween and some of the stuff he was doing with some futuristic sci-fi with Escape from New York and things like that. And the origins of this movie really are, it was going to be kind of a futuristic stalker film or a slasher film. That was always kind of how they talked about it. He would later rebuke that. He didn't want it to be kind of associated with a slasher.
It definitely has that vibe, though. You could kind of compare this to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
A little bit with that kind of feel. It definitely, I wouldn't say it feels anything like... what's the Jamie Lee Curtis one?
Halloween.
Doesn't feel like that one at all.
No.
But it definitely feels like kind of a otherworldly slasher kind of film. So that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah, it totally has that vibe. And it really started, so he was, Piranha 2 was, James Cameron was directing that movie.
I read that.
It completely tanked, and he was in Rome, and he had a massive fever, and out of this fever came a dream about a metal skeleton crawling out of a fire with kitchen knives. And that was kind of how he says, anyway, we'll get into a little bit of the controversy later, but that's how he says he conceived this film. So he went out, tried to get funding for it. And the only way he was able to get funding and direct it is he gave away his rights to the film to Gail Ann Hurd, who produced it. But he said, I have to direct it. But he forwent all royalties. So he's lost millions of dollars on the original Terminator.
Oh, my God. That's insane.
Yeah.
Damn.
And apparently, when he was pitching this movie, like one of the ways he did it when he was pitching it to the production company was that Lance Henriksen came in dressed like the Terminator with blood. He kicked the door in during the pitch meeting.
Amazing.
Yeah. And at one point, Lance was going to be the Terminator.
What up, sharks? Do you want to get involved in a great movie?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But that's so cool. Like, I like that. That's just like old Hollywood, right? Like where you could do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great.
It had a very slim $6.4 million budget. In fact, there was some, like, because of the slim budget and this giant vision that he had, there was some guerrilla filmmaking. In fact, they lied about being UCLA students for the final scene in Mexico. They lied about being, and they weren't. And they didn't have permits, but they shot it anyway.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
See, this is why I do consider this to be truly an indie film.
Yeah.
Under $10 million, very clearly a shoestring budget, and yet the concept was high enough that they only had to do a couple of kind of high budget things, like the stop animation of the skeleton at the end, like the prosthetics, and I'm pretty sure animatronics with Arnold when he's pulling out his eye and like those scenes where he's kind of repairing himself. Like, damn, $6.5 million.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Stop motion, mostly miniatures. There's 10 prolific scenes that are miniatures, claymation, stop motion. Yeah. In fact, the scene where the Terminator comes out of the fire and he's jittering, like the audience actually loved it, and that's why they kept it. But that was not because that's how they designed it. Like, that was the limitation of stop motion in 1984. That's why it's jittering and it's got kind of almost a disco ball flare. It's because they couldn't do much more than that.
But I mean, that's the thing, is people were very used to that. Like, stop motion really got started, way back in the early days of filmmaking. They were doing it with King Kong in 1933. Like, and as obviously as old as that looks, like, you can really see the vision and the way they were manipulating the emotions of the character through straight up clay. And then, like, Ray Harryhausen really developed it to a point where in Jason and the Argonauts, sometimes it's hard to tell that it's stop motion because it's so smooth.
Yeah.
I love stop motion so much. And I could tell that they were miniatures, but only because I've watched 2001: A Space Odyssey a million times.
Yeah.
And watched like how to do it all. But like, I love that technique because then it's real stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take me out at all.
No, not at all. The only time I really noticed it was in one of the future scenes when Kyle Reese and the girl he's with are running and the robots behind them. It's like, you can tell that there was a blue screen, black screen, whatever they were doing to get that front layer of the footage. And then everything behind them was a miniature and it was squeezed together. But I can't imagine at the time even beginning to imagine that's how it was done.
And it's funny, like, it's really easy, like, in the age of CGI to maybe look back and be dismissive of that stuff. But people don't realize, like, they were at the top of their miniature game.
Yeah.
And so many, like, that was the way.
Oh, yeah.
And so they had perfected it, which is why when you watch this, it still looks very to scale.
Yeah.
And like, you wouldn't know I wouldn't know if you told me it was miniatures, I wouldn't have known. I'm like, it just looks very convincing.
There are very few people utilizing it today. Denis Villeneuve is definitely one, because he knew Ridley Scott did it on the original Blade Runner. And so he made sure that most of the massive sets in 2049 were miniatures. Like, a vast majority of what you see in that movie is actually real.
Yeah. I told my wife, because she walked in while I was watching the semi-truck scene when Arnold tips it over. When it tips over, that becomes a miniature scene.
Yeah.
So she's like, I was like, that's just a mini. That's like one of Theo, my son. That's one of his semi-truck toys, just sliding across a board.
Exactly.
She's like, no. I'm like, I'm serious.
I know,
it's crazy.
But you know what else I always think of when we're watching it on TVs that are like, state of the art. Yeah. It was made so long ago, like the TVs that you were watching it on then, it probably looked better.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely on those old TVs. But you remember when it was in the theater, it was projected on film.
Yeah.
So it's crispy clear.
Right.
Like, you could, but I think that people were so used to the tricks and didn't necessarily realize the tricks were happening that it probably seemed totally blended.
Yeah.
Couldn't see any difference.
We're so used to picking it out too, and we're like critical of, like, we do a movie podcast, you know what I mean? So I wonder if, like, regular people even think of it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think regular people are just like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I like it.
They're like, it's cool. I like it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one has definitely stood the test of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's so many other, like, surrounding factors why this movie's pivotal. Like the idea of a rewatchable movie, like rewatchability. Yeah. It started with like 3 movies. I have my own theories on how action movies evolved over time, but a lot of people that are in film will tell you that, like, in the early 80s, First Blood, 48 Hours, and then Terminator.
Yeah.
That 3-film skid is really what transitioned to us, and it gave birth to what would become Die Hard and Terminator 2 and Point Break. Like, it kind of started this new era because, like, action stars like Clint Eastwood and Charles Bronson, right, were kind of like 70s. That was our action star, but they weren't funny.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like the stick in the mud action guys. Then Arnold comes along, barely speaking English, and really, like, at the time for Arnold, like, if you're a diehard, my favorite, love him, my diehard Arnold fan like I am, I have this movie to thank because before then he was still kind of considered, he was Conan.
Yeah.
He had done Hercules in New York.
Oh,
and he had to have voiceover dubs in that because he still couldn't speak English enough in Hercules in New York. But he was still by and large the pumping iron guy.
Yeah.
And by a lot of accounts, Pumping Iron, which is funny enough, is considered maybe the best documentary of all time.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's so charismatic in it. He's messing with Lou Ferrigno the whole time. That's like the whole movie. But then they flatten him out and put him in this role. One of the best comments I heard in my research for Arnold and Terminator was like, he looks like how a robot from the future would imagine a human looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you first see his face, you're like, he kind of looks like what a robot would imagine a human would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly what my husband's comment was. He was just like, he's already a robot that came to Earth. Use him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do wonder what kind of, if he had gotten any plastic surgery at that point in time, or if it literally was just, he was so devoid of fat that his entire body just like stretched his skin. Because that was really the look of it, was it looked like his skin had been stretched over his body to the point that it was just like absurdly smooth.
Well, that is what he looks like in Pumping Iron.
Okay.
Because I've watched that movie like 100 times. I love this movie.
Yeah, it's amazing. Go out and Google. So there's pictures that one of my favorite stories, and I won't go the whole thing, but he got kicked out of the Austrian military because he accidentally drove a tank through a wall.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So he is the Terminator.
Yeah. And
amazing.
You can Google pictures and find old black and white photos of him from his days in the Austrian military.
Yeah.
Same face, just younger.
Yeah.
But that chiseled jaw. I mean, it's the same exact face.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have packaged food to eat back then.
Yeah.
Too. And like his diet was very, if you watch the diet portion of Pumping Iron, I think you'd understand. Like all they ate was like chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just chicken.
He
And
basically
those Austrian
carnivore.
genes, goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of carnivore.
Yeah.
Probably broccoli. You know.
Yeah,
crazy.
broccoli, maybe some rice.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Steam though.
Yeah.
No salt.
Yeah. Oh, no salt.
Yeah, last few really, there's just so much great history on this film. But yeah, anyway, going back to the rewatchability, HBO came out in 82. And so HBO was the first to really like replay movies over and over again. So First Blood, The Terminator, these were movies that came out at a time where HBO was becoming prevalent. And so they're like just replaying these action movies. So it's coming out in theaters and then it's like getting pumped over and over again, you know, into your box at home.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing The Terminator on then. So you talk about rewatchability.
Yeah.
Like that kind of began that part for The Terminator.
Yeah.
Lastly, the two more things. James Cameron so when he wanted to deviate from this idea of the slasher film, he thought he was actually inventing a new genre and he called it techno-war. I've always called it pop sci-fi because it's like deep sci-fi isn't that accessible to everybody, but this is.
Yeah.
But he called it techno-war, which is funny because the bar that he goes
Yeah.
into
It's called techno-war.
is called
I
techno-war.
love that.
And so yeah, anyway, and it made $78.3 million on that budget.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's
12
an ROI.
12 times the budget.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of a shadow, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, right? He says the dream, and I'm not saying he didn't, but there was a gigantic lawsuit. Harlan Ellison, sci-fi author, wrote The Outer Limits and accused James Cameron of stealing the premise from The Outer Limits. And
I've heard of The Outer Limits, but I have no idea what it's about.
It's a TV show as well.
Yeah.
It was made into a TV show later. Yeah.
How similar is it to this?
Well, I can't verify how. Have you seen it?
No, I mean, not this episode. Not exactly what they're talking about.
It's hard to verify from my perspective, but Cameron called him a parasite. But here's what happened. They settled financially. And after every edition, like when they re-released the VHS, the DVD, the Blu-ray, when you watch it streaming now, they all have credits to Harlan Ellison on the credits now.
Great.
Oh,
So-
wow. Okay.
Well,
That was
fine.
part of the settlement, which is weird.
It's weird.
Because James Cameron, here's the thing. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's very few directors you can touch
Yeah.
in terms of action set pieces, vastness of a story.
Yeah.
Maybe John McTiernan is that group, John Woo. Like there's a handful that maybe you can throw into, but they still don't touch Cameron.
Yeah.
But he's also not the nicest guy.
Oh yeah,
he's crabby as hell. For them to settle tells me that maybe my instinct, maybe he did.
Possibly.
Yeah, it sounds like he read the book.
Because he's not
it
the guy.
sounds like he totally read the book.
He wouldn't give anybody an inch.
No.
But I also do know that, especially since he sold the rights, the producer probably was like, dude, we're settling. Like, I don't care if you did or didn't. It's going to be so much more money for both of us to go through all of this than to just give him however much money and give him credit.
Oh, yeah.
And, I could definitely see that being a producer move, just to be like, shut the fuck up. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
And they go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and then he goes on to produce like the most money making movies in all of history, like all of them.
Oh, yeah. They already see their cash cow.
Yeah.
Aliens was being postulated.
Yeah.
He wrote Rambo 2.
Yeah.
Like things were happening. After Terminator came out, Cameron became the busiest man in Hollywood.
Was Piranha 2 the first movie he ever directed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wildly enough.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you're hired to do.
Yeah. Before we get to the randos, we got to do these again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what to say, man. Just share it with your friends.
And like and subscribe on YouTube, because we're really trying to build up the YouTube, and you actually get to see our faces.
Right.
So go subscribe on YouTube. As soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers and a certain number of views, then we can monetize this bitch, y'all. So let's do this. And get us money.
It takes me so much time to edit that video.
Yeah.
So just do me a solid.
At least 1.5 times as long as the podcast.
Yes, please. I gotta color it. I'm not good at it. I'm not a colorist.
Yeah.
But I do it.
We want to pay someone else to do this shit. So get us money.
And he has 4 children.
He does.
So he's raising the future.
And multiple dogs.
Yeah.
He has 2 dogs, and I'm fixing to publish a book. So
yeah.
Help me.
Give the man a break.
Yeah. Help me, God.
He should be doing other things.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Randos.
Ooh, it feels good to say that. Yes. My chest just, ooh.
I know.
People tend to say that Arnold only had 11 lines in this movie, but really he had 16 lines.
Oh, I thought it was 35. Okay, it's even less than I thought.
I thought he had like 4.
It totals about 58 to 74 words around there somewhere.
Okay, that's probably what I was thinking.
Rough estimation, his salary was $75,000, so $1,300 a word.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And so the funniest thing about it is that there was a huge dispute between him and James Cameron because Arnold is still learning English here. Yeah. He's better than he was in Conan.
Yeah.
But he's still learning. And so the I'll be back dispute was Arnold didn't think that a machine would use a contraction. So he was trying to convince James Cameron to rewrite it as I will be back. And Cameron, being the crabby guy he was, even before anybody cared who he was very crabby. He shut him down and said, I don't tell you how to act, you don't tell me how to write.
Which is hilarious because the director kind of tells you how to act.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they literally do. That's almost all they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what James was really saying is like, you barely speak English.
Yeah.
Like just because you have big muscles, I don't care. Like say it or leave.
Also, I'm pretty sure ChatGPT uses contractions. So I think James Cameron won the argument ultimately.
Yeah. Good point. And I mean, how old was Arnold at the time? Was he looks like he's 20.
Yeah.
Late 20s probably.
I think he's young.
Yeah, 30-ish.
So he's like 30 and learning English for the first time. It's like he's also like bringing it into English, which is like the hardest language to learn too. Yeah. So it's like just let somebody else field this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think having the contraction there makes the line so much better.
So funny. Yeah, he was wrong.
Does not sound right.
He was
it
totally
would not
wrong.
have become the iconic line that it's become.
I love Arnold, but he was wrong.
Yeah.
And those 16 lines are 16 lines that are both so scary but also funny. Yeah. Like it's just they're just well placed.
Give me your clothes.
Yeah, fuck you, asshole.
I laughed every time he talked.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like when he starts moving his mouth and a female's voice comes out.
Yeah.
Like just so great.
Even better.
Yeah. This is one of the craziest ones. So after they moved on from Lance Henriksen pretty quick.
Okay.
Right? The number one person to play the Terminator was OJ Simpson.
I know.
I forgot about that.
I know.
The studio said, though, he's just too nice.
He's never murdered anybody.
They said he will never be a convincing killer.
Oh, my God. I mean, they were right. A lot of people don't think he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Amazing.
That's
I don't know.
funny.
Like years.
Just talk about people getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Like everybody got something wrong on this one, it seems.
Yeah. Years after the case, OJ played well, what if I did do it? Let's just say I did. And that was like, that's his new shtick. It's like, okay, OJ.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're gonna love this one. So the laser on his gun, like on his the pistol. That is not any kind of effect. They actually hooked up a 10,000 volt laser.
Oh my God.
So that because he wanted it, Cameron wanted it to be on film. He wanted it to show through dark. He always wanted to be very. So they had a bulky battery jacket that had to run through. Like he always.
And this is in the future scene?
No, this is his pistol that has the laser. You know when he shoots the first Sarah Connor.
Okay.
Yeah,
the laser sight.
Yeah, the laser sight.
Okay, yeah.
Like
amazing.
It's very pronounced. Like I've used a laser on a gun before, and they're not that shiny.
Yeah, it's usually the green ones that are.
Yeah, but that's incredible. I love the idea of like having to have a battery jacket.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many times that you have to hide like big bulky things just to get one practical thing to work that you're holding or wearing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't remember what film, but I'm pretty sure I've heard horror stories of someone's like battery pack setting on fire.
Oh
like,
yeah,
in
I'm
those
sure.
Instances.
Oh, I bet.
like when Arnold played Mr. Freeze, he had a light that went in his mouth, and at one point battery acid started leaking out of the light.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually really scary.
Oh yeah, like crazy shit has happened with those types of effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
I forgot to mention this earlier. Well, now while we're on casting, originally Arnold was supposed to be Kyle Reese.
Oh,
isn't that crazy?
Nice.
Oh, that would have been awful.
Yeah, it would have been. He would have had a lot of dialogue.
Yeah,
Can you
I mean,
Linda Hamilton was like, "No, I want to have sex with Arnold."
Yeah.
yeah. Linda was the deciding factor there.
Linda Hamilton's my girl.
Oh
I
my
love her.
God,
She doesn't
she's
get
the
enough,
best.
and she's a badass in T2.
She did such a great transition though, from just like totally naive, innocent woman trying to struggle through life and just make a buck and get through to, oh shit, now I actually have the weight of the universe on my shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like the single mom of the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's such a good transition, and I do think it's funny how drastically her hairstyle changes between 1 and 2.
I know.
Yeah.
But all of like her roommate too, their hairstyles, I just couldn't help but laugh when I watched it. It was so funny.
Genius. I would get rid of all of it too. She's perfect. Everything about her is perfect. And she's made me want to do, I mean, I can do pull-ups now, but like I can, she got me doing pull-ups.
There we go.
She's brutal.
Yeah.
She's the most brutal thing into.
Oh,
is,
absolutely.
Yeah.
When she smashes that guy on, what is this called? Your orbital bone? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
With
terrifying.
the baton,
Mhm.
and she smashes the guy.
Yeah, I bet she really hurt him.
Yeah, she hurt him bad.
Leave a comment if y'all want us to do Terminator 2 at some point in the
The
future.
answer is yes. We
Yes.
will do it. You don't have to
Yes.
pull my leg.
Yeah.
This is the funniest and final rando. There was supposed to be just even saying this out loud. The studio originally thought that Kyle Reese should travel back in time with a robotic dog sidekick to make this movie more kid friendly. Studio
It's Kyle
executives.
and the pup.
If you ever wonder why executives get so much flack,
It's ideas like that.
the least creative, stupid ideas. Why don't we give him a dog?
Also, how were they going to do that on a $6.5 million budget? Like, what? They were just going to spend like 2 years animating a dog?
A stop motion dog.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And just the idea of him having to like tend to the robot. Like think about every scene where he's running or doing anything.
Yeah.
Imagine that now with a dog.
Yeah.
A robot dog.
No.
Like sneaking around the mall when he steals when he's stealing clothes.
Yeah.
He's now doing that with a dog.
The noises the dog's feet would make as he's trying to sneak away from the police. He's just like tiptoe, and then you just hear.
Yeah. When they're under the bridge and Sarah Connor's putting the bandage on his hand. Shut up, dog. Like, I'm trying to get healed up here.
Making
Hush.
fucking R2D2 noises.
I am picturing though the dog from Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
From the the warehouse
Yes.
that guards the warehouse.
But with a head, because it was
Yeah.
the 80s. They were going to put a dog head
they
on
were going
it.
to put a
But
head.
that's what the robots look like.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
making robot dogs because
Yeah.
Amazon
Oh, yeah.
I
was
know.
making robot delivery dogs and they scrapped it, but they looked exactly like the Black Mirror dogs.
Yeah, because
know.
Black Mirror got those from Boston Dynamics.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scary. That's the scariest Black Mirror episode.
I know.
Absolutely.
It really is.
It's terrifying. And it's in black and white, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That one and the one where they upload your brain and you have to pay to keep it online.
I didn't see
didn't
that
one.
one.
Is it the new season?
Don't watch it. Yeah, it's the first
Oh my
episode of the new
God.
season.
Oh, okay.
Just don't watch it.
The new ones aren't as good, but they really nailed the tech phobia.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The questions.
The questions.
Oh, we got some good ones dialed up.
Here we go.
Is the Terminator's biggest nemesis the phone book? And again, this is, I think, one of the greatest films ever made. It's top 10. I have no qualms. I love it. But I was watching it this time thinking, the future, this giant AI, self-intelligent machine, dials up a technology to send this assassin back in time.
Yeah.
But he gets to the phone book and has to go through he doesn't have any clue where she lives.
I mean, they talked about that.
Yeah.
That's brought up in the movie. Kyle like specifically said that all of her records had been destroyed.
Yeah.
So they only knew her first and last name in the city she lived in.
It's just hard to believe.
Yeah.
Like, and him having to kill a bunch of other Sarah Connors.
But okay, so think about this though. In theory, that whole situation probably would have happened in the late 80s, early 90s when Skynet became a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, everything was still on paper.
That's true.
And when you start to blow up buildings, you burn the paper.
That's true.
So I don't know. Nothing had been digitized by then. So it actually kind of makes sense.
Okay, good points. I have nothing to add except I wish that they had written this with the Asimov robot rules, because I'm like, he shouldn't have killed the other Sarah Connor, should he?
Yeah.
They should have lived. He should have verified their identity.
I know, especially that first Sarah Connor, man. I mean, what did she?
I know,
she
but I'm
like
pretty sure Kyle Reese had the only picture of her.
Okay.
Like they didn't know what she looked like. They didn't. All they knew was her name was Sarah Connor. Didn't know her middle name. Like they literally said that in the movie as well.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense. And I like them including that little detail in when the sheriff or the detective is walking through the press conference where they're like, did you notice that it's in the same order of the names in the phone book?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think they explained that pretty well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I just kind of think it's funny because we have the benefit of knowing what AI actually is and how it's built on in public information.
Yeah. But that's the thing is we live in a digital age. AI couldn't have existed 40 years ago because nothing was online.
Yeah, this is true.
And if it all gets wiped out, you're right. There's not going to be any paper records.
But also, if you think
not
about
necessarily.
it, if let's say this happens today, if the robots are doing stuff that's going to level buildings, you're talking probably nuclear level explosions, which EMPs coming off of that would just wipe all the data off the servers.
Yeah.
Ooh, good point.
So I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of reasons why it could have happened.
Let me now let me spin this from a filmmaking perspective.
Okay.
Thank God he didn't get sent back to kill someone named John Adams.
Oh yeah.
Or someone Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
Because how many Jim Johnsons? Because
Smith.
He was just going down the list. I mean, how many Jim Johnsons would he have had to go through to get to? I mean, that would have been a 14-hour movie.
What a great comedy movie that would be.
That would be an amazing comedy sketch.
Yeah,
but I want to do that sketch.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
But let's do it. He's just a cyborg, so he's just systematic. He's not going to ask any questions. He's like, I'm just going to go through every fucking Jim Johnson. I'm on number 7. It's L.A., so he's like, I'm on number 753, and I'm just going to keep going.
It's every variation, James, Jim.
Page 12 of the Jim Johnson.
And some people in the phone book had their middle initial.
Yeah.
Right? And so it was like if you got to a Jim A. Johnson, Jim A., every Jim A., it's that would be a hell of a movie.
That's a good movie. I would watch that.
Yeah. Let's make a skit.
That would be great.
He does 20 of them, and then the police call every Jim, James, Jack Johnson in the city into the fucking forum, and he knows it's gonna happen, and just blows up the forum.
Yeah, and a Jim Johnson forum.
Oh my god! And then, but most of them don't some of them are just no, I'm not gonna go to that. Why would I go to that? And then they has to go hunt them down, and that's the movie.
The most common name,
Adam Smith. Yeah. What a great title, though.
Yeah. The Terminator.
John Smith.
The Terminator most common 15, name. The most common name. In 2025, how do we feel about Kyle Reese, quote unquote, falling in love with a photo of a woman he's never met and traveling back through time to find her? Is this romantic, or is it? This is what the kids are saying. Stalker coded.
He's hot, so it's obviously romantic.
He's hot, yes.
Yeah, if he was ugly, then it would be stalker shit.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
That's the rules.
He's hot. He's allowed to do whatever.
Exactly.
Little weird.
He's got scars.
She was also into him, so it wasn't weird. But also, I will say, in the future where he lives, how much romance or love could exist in a world where you're just fighting for your existence?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like you could fall in love with just a photograph and you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Especially
also, It's Linda Hamilton.
It's Linda Hamilton. I know.
Yeah.
Like, who's not falling
And
for
this
that?
is
I know.
the Linda Hamilton.
Yes.
There are no other. Oh, actually, there is. She has a twin sister.
That's
if y'all
right.
didn't know that.
Oh,
She's
you
a
forgot.
twin
She does.
sister.
And her twin didn't her twin do stunts? What did her twin do in
I don't
T2? Her twin did something with her in one of the Terminator films. I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
But that's so cool.
Yeah, very cool. But
They
yeah,
are too.
it's funny when I was writing this question, like, I don't agree. Like, I don't think that is the sentiment, but sometimes, like, when you watch, like, it is a tad, just a little creepy.
Sure.
A little creepy.
I don't know.
It didn't bother me enough.
It was
He's
a more
hot enough. It
innocent
didn't bother
time.
me.
Yeah. And we don't know if John knew. We don't know if he knew that, he was gonna, this guy was gonna fall
He
in
does
love.
know, though. And it actually is confirmed in Terminator Salvation.
That's right.
Because he's listening to the tapes that she made at the end of the first movie through the second movie.
Yeah.
So actually, no,
Yeah.
he realized like he had to do it.
Yeah.
Also, as we find out in Terminator Salvation, Kyle Reese was born into the destruction. Like he didn't know any time before the robots took over. So yeah, I think it's a very different situation.
Yeah.
That happened a lot to guys in like World War I and World War II. They'd have like pictures of
pinup girls,
and they would fall in love with that and be
It's
some of them would pretend that they were their girlfriends. Like
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Whether or not he's a creep, Michael Biehn is one of the most intense actors. He is so intense the entire
was
I
time.
really
really good.
believed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anton Yelchin did a really good job at kind of capturing his evolution in Salvation, like taking where he ended up in the original Terminator and like building himself into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I uncovered this and I had never thought about this, but there's a, thank you, Reddit. One time I'll thank Reddit, but they call it the incompetent AI theory.
Okay.
Why didn't Skynet just send the Terminator back to the 1800s to kill Sarah Connor's great grandmother?
Fair.
Oh.
Probably easier to find.
I mean, why
Fewer
not
people.
send it all the way
Much
back
better.
to the original, like, apes that we came from and like just take
Yeah.
them out. Just wipe out all line just to human civilization.
Would you have to send him back to sometime with electricity?
We don't know how
I don't know.
We don't know how the teleporting works, I guess.
I don't know how the
so-
teleporting works. But I don't know, would he have to ever charge or something? I was thinking maybe it was so that like that makes more sense. But in this world, I'm wondering if like he has to like be able to find a charge or be recharged, or maybe that's messing with time too much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's like the time rules.
I'll put it this way. In the words of James Cameron himself when defending Rose taking up all the room on the door in Titanic, it's in the script. It's what's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. Rose. Man, send Terminator back to kill Rose. Lord have mercy. What a selfish whore. Man.
It's hard to get on doors.
Yeah, I know. Jack. And I hate how she acts like, the Jack. I'm like,
I know.
it was you, girl.
Yeah.
I know. You know what I would have done in that scenario? I would have made him lay on the door and then I would have climbed on top of him.
Yeah.
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 Conserve body
Both-
heat. Like,
yeah. And
Man.
Even the
create
Mythbusters
more.
proved it could have worked.
Yeah. Oh, idiots.
Old hag.
Idiot. Sorry. Just one. He did it. He died.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if it was OJ on that door.
No one's getting on this door.
We know who would have survived.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that bitch.
I don't know what happened to this glove. It shrank.
Amazing. All right.
How much do you know about the special effects of the movie?
It was just a lot of miniatures, zero CGI.
Sure, but my biggest question was actually so that scene where Arnold's taking his eye out and when he has the glasses off, is that an animatronic or is that a puppet?
They used the animatronic in that scene, also parts of the semi-truck scene.
Okay.
Because they needed that eye to move independently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really weird because it definitely hit the uncanny valley. And it was like, I think the biggest reason I could tell was his eyelashes.
Yeah.
Actually, like his eyelashes are what
really?
looked weird for me. I was like, what is that? But then he put the glasses on and I was like, okay, I think they're switching. But it was hard to tell if that was just like a puppet. Or because sometimes they would do that. Sometimes they would literally just make something that you would put your hand in to operate that. But
Yeah.
that's cool. It was an animatronic.
They even did that.
Any more of that?
Even in Total Recall, they have that was 10 years
I
later.
still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's one of the best movies ever made. It's top 20.
It's great.
They also use a ton of animatronic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Narnia in 2005, like the Minotaurs, the big like yak looking dudes, all of their faces and heads were fully animatronic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
they could make words with their mouths, they could blink, they could
Wow.
look different directions, like they could make the ears move.
Oh, that's
like,
fun.
oh yeah.
I
That would
love
have been
it.
fun to act with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, not to go off on a tangent about that, but real quick, like I think that's why some of those movies hold up is because you still see that it's real stuff,
Right.
and it's like it just got better and better and better as time went on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Jurassic Park, same thing. Like you have the animatronic of the dinosaur breathing in and out that's laying down and sick that they're touching, and then when it does jump to the animation here and there, it's like it works so seamlessly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
For me, with the animatronic, the skin is what I could tell.
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
The skin was hard. Because
Yeah.
it
That's
does-
what made me question, and then
Yeah.
it was the eyelashes that I was like, oh no, that's definitely not real.
Yeah, that makes sense. But for me, I'm like, it's always skin. I'm like, those are
Yeah.
not porous. Those are not porous. They're not.
He is not porous enough.
It's not porous. This is not how skin works.
All right, the closer. This is going to be really hard for me, but who or what won and who or what lost this movie for you?
I mean, there's a lot that wins this movie. But honestly, I think for me, the thing that really wins the movie is how simple the story is.
Yeah.
It easily could have tried to go, and we see this so often today, where you have this beautifully simple idea and people just overcomplicate it with lore or just random things they want to throw in there. I don't think there was a single moment that, not even like frame or whatever, I'm talking specifically like story beat that you could cut out of this without absolutely needing it. Like, I think this is the most bare bones version of what this movie could be. And I think it's that reason why T2 was able to go so much bigger, was because this had set up just enough that we understood the rules of the world that was presented to us, but we were wanting more information about what's the future going to look like. What else are they going to try to send back? Like, we didn't have a ton of information. We only had what we needed. So I think the simplicity of it is really what wins this movie for me. I can't really think of anything that would have lost it. Like, there's not... Yeah, there's a couple of janky moments with some of the animation and the animatronics, but it's like none that took me so far out of it that I was upset.
Love that. So glad to hear that about one of my favorite movies.
It sucked.
Yeah.
For me, what won it was obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger's butt.
And cock and balls.
Yeah.
And cock and balls.
A real quick snap. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
all full snake.
Pretty good,
full
too.
Johnson.
I don't see anything else. No, I'm just kidding.
That's it. That's all that was.
That's it. That's all. No, I love him so much in this movie. He's perfect. He was the perfect choice. And Linda Hamilton, honestly, like her as a character, I love her character for like, just, for being a woman.
Yeah.
She's who I want to be. That's all.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I like the simplicity of the story.
Yeah.
It's like a nice, simple sci-fi. It's not relaxing, but it's not like stressful to watch.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's fun. It's just like a fun movie. And I don't like action movies.
Yeah.
I fall asleep during them. So like the fact that I stayed awake the whole time is amazing.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? Was like, I know Upgrade had some complexities to it, but at its core, it was a very simple story.
Yeah.
And the same thing, the story beats were all necessary. There was no fluff on that movie.
No fluff.
And I love because it was a callback to the 80s sci-fi genre. So I think that is really what makes it stand the test of time, is just being perfectly simple, complicated enough that you want to know more, but you always want to leave them wanting more. You don't want them to walk out of the theater being like, oh my God, it's over, thank God.
That's what I hate, when they have an extra 15 minutes in a movie for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And the amount of money you spend on an extra 15 minutes in a movie like this is like, it's too much money.
It could be tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, it could be. So, and then losing nothing. It's great. There's no notes.
Yeah. I'll take mine a step further. Like, not just a simple story, but a simple story told with precision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, Seth, I'm trying to think of a scene that you could take out of this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't add or take away anything.
No.
And that is rare. It's very, and there's one thing I'll talk about in the latter half of my answer, but besides this one scene, there is just so much precision here. It is just, and
I'm curious what the flaw in one of your favorite movies is.
Yeah, I know. But in just getting Arnold, growing up, worshiping Arnold, still to this day, being a huge fan, it's just a joy. I could watch this anytime. Like I couldn't wait to cover it.
Yeah.
The only scene, and it's not that I want it gone, is this just the most awkward romance scene ever? It's a really awkward romance scene. It really is, because he's like from the future, probably a virgin.
Probably.
They're stressed
That's
out.
the whole point.
She's a wily waitress.
Yeah,
working at the Big Ben.
That's the point. He probably doesn't know what he's doing.
Just real, and it is a little long. It is just kind of like a lot of.
See, it was quicker than I remembered it being.
Oh, I'm always just kind of like. It's kind of like watching a squirrel hump a doorknob, you know? I'm just like, one thing doesn't understand the purpose here.
I feel like they could have told it in a different way. That
Yeah.
they didn't actually have to show anything.
Yes.
They could have just closed the door.
Yeah.
Sure, you don't have to show anything.
Like, that's it.
It was the 80s.
Yeah.
It was an action movie.
Yeah.
It was pretty much, and it was R-rated. It was pretty much
Yeah.
expected. You got to have some tits at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not against sex scenes in movies in general. I know a lot of people who are like, I think they're unnecessary. I think they can be unnecessary, and I think a lot of times they are unnecessary. But, and in my opinion, I think specifically for this movie, because we didn't know that Kyle is supposed to be the father until that moment. That's the moment where you put that together. And it's kind of like, I compare the necessity of it to Oppenheimer. A lot of people complain that Oppenheimer's sex scenes shouldn't have been in there. There shouldn't have been any nudity. But actually, those scenes not only set up who Oppenheimer is as a character, but they're so artistically well done in showing the emotion of what's going on that I do argue it was insanely artistically necessary. And I think the awkwardness of this is supposed to add to what's going on, because like you jokingly said, but I think is actually true.
Yeah.
I think he is a virgin. I don't think he's ever felt the touch of a woman before.
Yeah.
All he knows is tits, grab them.
Yeah.
She's the one, and it kind of looks like it through the whole scene. She's the one taking control. She's the one who's kind of making that change from not knowing what's going on and being the one who's being saved to finally turning over and becoming the person who's taking charge of things. So I actually think it was insanely necessary to have it in there. Sure, maybe you could have cut it a shot or two here and there, but I think the scene itself was needed.
I think it's a perfect soundtrack, but the fact that I think now that you're talking, I agree, but I think I'm whittling it down to maybe what it is. They just took the sound, the composition that's through the whole film, which is marvelous and perfect, and they just made it the Kenny G jazz version of that.
Okay, fuck.
That's a good note.
No, now that you say this to me, I have the thing that's lost the movie for me, and it is the majority of the score.
Oh, really? See, I think the score is perfect, except for that scene.
I think the themes are good, but I think the score itself, there were actually a lot of moments during the action that it really pulled me out of it.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Oh.
I think, and even for 80s standards, I think the bass arpeggiating synth was just so bad. And especially because it wasn't accompanied by any low-end drums. It was only accompanied by snare drum. And it just sounded uneven. It didn't sound like it was filling the space that needed to be filled during the action sequences. So actually, now that you say this to me, I actually hated most of the music. The theme of the drums, that it feels huge and it's great. But otherwise, most of it just, it kind of actually pulled me out of the movie for a couple times there.
I would give anything to have a theme. Just in real life. Like, you know, when the Terminator walks in, do.
Yeah.
If I could just walk into a gas station and just something like do, like people know, like, oh shit, Kyle's here. Like, I'm not going to do anything.
Stone Cold Steve Austin moment.
Like,
oh my God, the glass breaking. If that could happen every time I walk in a room, I would lose my mind.
Incredible.
That should be your walk-on music whenever you do stand up.
Oh, I've thought about it. That or Brock Lesnar's.
That would work so well.
Yeah. Because like he's 6'5" and I'm 5'2".
A strong 5'2", though. Look at you. Woo!
I can do one pull-up.
Hell yeah, girl. All right, let's do our rapid fire Warzone scorecards. As a reminder, we have 4 categories. We have cast, directing, writing, and film composition. Film composition covers just all the technicalities, stunts, editing, music, color, whatever it is. Anything that's not covered in the first 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Acting. Yeah, I think everyone was perfect for their roles, even down to the creepy boyfriend who's on the phone when Linda Hamilton answers it. I love that moment where she just lets him go and then she makes fun of him. He's like, oh shit. And then she gives her roommate the phone and he just goes through the entire script again. It's so perfect. Acting, it's a yes for me. Directing, this is obviously truly what set James Cameron up to be who he's become today. I think, Piranha 2 was the movie he had to make to be able to make the stuff he wanted to make. And I'm proud of him for pushing through it and doing what he had to do because he's given us some beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a yes for me. Writing, it's going to be a scotch over. Not quite a squeak, but a little bit higher than that. The writing is fine. There's nothing insane about the writing. Like it's nothing super deep. It's a cool world he's created, but yeah, it's not the most complex of scripts, but it's good. So it does its job. So it's a yes, but a scotch over yes for me. And then, I think obviously with film composition, with everything that you're seeing and hearing, other than the music, which I'm not going to hold it too much against it because the rest of it's so good. The beautiful mixture of, at the time, hand-drawn animation for the lasers and the electricity and stuff, along with the stop motion and the miniatures and the actual shooting of real life stuff. Yeah, it just all came together beautifully. So yeah, it's obviously going to be 4 yeses for me.
Well said.
Yeah, I had to write them down. I have to write them down every time.
You'll get it.
I know. Once I do 340 of these, I will.
Yeah,
there you go.
The cast is perfect. I can't imagine anybody else in the main roles, at least. Like, you could throw in some extras in the background, but the main 3 people. The writing, I think, is exactly what it needs to be for a sci-fi. I don't need a lot out of the writing. The plot's driven. It goes it's more about the action sequences anyway. And I think it doesn't get in the way. I like that. And that's kind of the thing with 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I think set the bar for sci-fis. It's you don't want to overdo it because an overdone sci-fi is so boring to watch.
Yeah.
Directing, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody knew exactly what they were doing at all times.
Yeah.
And I like that he has a pretty tight vision on everything. And I think that's why it gets it's such a solid movie to watch. And film composition, that's just
everything else.
Okay. I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think I love a dystopian world. That's my favorite kind of place for some reason.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to live in as a child. I thought that would get a laugh, but I guess it's gonna bomb.
Maybe because I just agree with you.
I know.
I'm not laughing because
Kyle's
I'm yeah.
I also wanted to live in a dystopia.
I mean, who doesn't?
I know.
Is it bad that when the movie opened and it said Los Angeles 2029, I was like, oh, that's almost right.
Yeah.
I know. No, that's the other thing is we're getting so close to it, and I'm like, is it gonna happen?
It'd be fun.
Has it? Did they?
We find out all the robots are actually Waymos.
Yeah. I want to be James, did you know something?
Are you a time traveler?
Did you know?
That was one hell of a fever dream, James.
Yeah. I'm are you going to the bottom of the ocean to talk to aliens because they can time travel?
The ghost of technology future.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, 4 yeses.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, come on. This is
sad. Definitely 4 no's.
Somehow, yeah, exactly. I'm actually going to just turn it.
Arnold's a bitch.
Yeah.
The cinematography sucked. James Cameron can kiss my ass.
It's now his least favorite movie.
Michael Bean's weird.
We've made him hate it.
Yeah. You didn't appreciate it enough.
He's like, this is my movie.
Yeah, those 4 yeses needed to be more resounding. No, I love that this is what puts Arnold on the map, and I'll combine it with my writing answer. I don't know how coincidental it is, but the word economy that was written for the Terminator, plus the idea that Arnold, one of his mainstays in film, would become his comedic one-liners.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. That Arnold is this really funny but giant action star. It all started here, and I don't know how intentional it was, but it's just written so well. I love the 80s stuff in it. It's so truly 80s.
Yeah.
The hair, her roommate, the making love during wearing Walkmans.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I love that scene.
There's just so much 80s, and it's great. It's great.
It's amazing.
The club is it's just so wonderful.
Yeah.
One thing with the cast that, because there's just so much going on with the top bill cast, is we didn't talk enough about Lance Henriksen and Paul Winfield as just the amazing detectives. They're just so great. We got Bill Paxton and Brian Thompson.
Yeah, forgot about Bill Paxton. What a dope little moment for him here.
Right before Aliens.
Yeah. And Brian Thompson would go on to be the villain in Cobra with Stallone.
Yeah.
But Bill Paxton here, this is a rando that's kind of only pertinent slightly to this, but Bill Paxton's the only actor to get killed by a Predator, a Terminator, and an alien.
Nice.
Way to go, Bill.
Yeah.
Nice.
And people try to argue Lance Henriksen, but he was a droid who got severed by the alien. He didn't get killed.
Okay.
And you could argue because he's not human. But Bill Paxton literally got killed by all three in 3 different movies. So rest in
R.I.P.,
peace.
sir. That was beautiful.
That's a huge moment for our friend Bill. Rest in peace. I do miss you, my friend.
I know.
Writing, did this movie make James Cameron just the busy? Like, think about this. If you're in Hollywood and you see this movie and you have all these ideas and you're just like, if we could just do that.
Yeah.
If we could just make that idea. And your buddy's like smoking a joint, like, we're never going to be able to do that. You're fucking out of your mind. Are you smoking meth now? You're not going to blow anything up. I mean, what do you know? And like, I know. And then James Cameron comes on the scene and makes Terminator. And all of a sudden, all those guys are like,
we can do this?
maybe we can do it.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks, I don't think we can do it. And it just opened the world. And,
I would argue without this movie, we don't have Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And it's his second movie.
Yeah.
Like his second movie to direct.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We don't have John McTiernan.
Yeah.
We don't have, there's so many. Catherine Bigelow. Like, there's just so many.
Catherine Bigelow, definitely.
Oh, Michael Bay with The Rock. I mean, The Rock doesn't happen.
So
Michael Bean's in that too.
Nice.
But anyway, that was one perspective I had. I've seen this over 200 times probably, and I was thinking, man, like, how many people were like, we can do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brought vision to life. Literally, I can't go on anymore. Everything's perfect minus the Kenny G version of the theme over the weirdest romance scene of all time. Yeah. It's literally the same theme, but with a saxophone.
But it should be weird, though, because he is a virgin. So it should be weird, so it's accurate.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
They're
You're
just
right.
acting.
Okay.
Right? They're just really good actors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I take your feedback with an open heart.
He's like, all right, fine. It can be perfect.
Well, what a way to kick off this year.
Season 2.
Yeah. Season 2.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Seth.
I'm MarianNa.
We'll see
I'll
you
be
next
back.
time. Like and subscribe.
Fuck you, asshole.
I'll be back.
The Movie Wars.